Hi everyone, this is a video about the Monday, tomorrow's solar eclipse happening. In London it's going to happen at about 7:21 p.m. and needless to say, you're probably already feeling it. It's a very strong time, and the reason why is because it's a very complex energy happening. So we have the new moon, which is the moon next to the sun, at 1924 about Aries, and that is also exactly conjunct Chiron, and not exactly, but still conjunct the North Node. Now, if you think about an eclipse, is like a quantum jump. Yeah, so it's something that suddenly is like a huge new moon, a huge new beginning. And normally, new moons are a lot easier than full moons. Yeah, in a new moon, you sort of start things, there's a kind of like much sort of like jollier energy than a full moon where it sort of discloses everything. However, on this new moon, it is a great new start and it is a quantum jump, but it's not necessarily easy energy because of Chiron being conjunct to it. And what does Chiron represent? Chiron represents core wound, childhood wounds, yeah? The stuff that really is very close to us. The stuff that, you know, we put in ourselves as our subconscious as children where we feel really unsafe, okay? And this is a great opportunity to heal that stuff, but that does not mean it's going to come easy, yeah? Because the things that we put in there subconsciously as children are things that we couldn't handle. You know, we sort of somehow disassociated from them. If you believe in past lives, maybe the stuff that you've come in with as children is something that you brought over from another life, if you believe in that. I'll leave that up to your own belief. However, the fact remains is that this is about really healing core wounds, and also is stuff that we have somehow glossed over, that we didn't quite see, yeah? So it is a new beginning. Now, the energy becomes complex when, of course, it conjuncts Chiron that we've just talking about. So bringing that energy of, you know, like stuff is coming up that I need to heal. If you believe in past lives, we could also argue that it could be ancestral stuff that we're supposed to heal, yeah? So stuff that I came in and I inherited from my mom and her mom or her mom or her dad, or you fill in the blank, yeah, from our family. Aries itself represents the child and the head, so something to do with our thinking as well, yeah? And something to do with our innocence too, yeah? You know, the Aries energy is the energy of spring. I'm so happy. I'm going to start a new thing. You know, that energy of hope that you get when spring comes, because Aries, you know, sets the spring. It's a cardinal sign. Now, another thing that is happening is that Mercury is in retrograde in the sign of Aries. So on top of this new moon that is asking us to, you know, really look at stuff we haven't quite, you know, dealt with, because it's going to bring it up and give us an opportunity to heal it. Mercury is retrograde, so it's another extra layer of, can you please go back and look at this stuff? Yeah, I know you want to go forward because it's spring and because it's like a new moon, but you need to go back and look at this stuff, okay? And Mercury is going to retrograde to conjunct Chiron. So it's another extra sort of layer of meaning about, actually, you know, we need to think of how we're thinking, what's in our conscious and our subconscious to do with Chiron, stuff that is kind of really deeply embedded in us. We have a chance to deal with it. Now, it's not so easy because when it comes up, it's not very comfortable. So it's up to us, okay, to take the journey or not. Sometimes we've got our back against the wall because stuff happens that is so powerful. It's like, oh my God, I either need to resolve this or I'm going to be on the same hamster wheel over and over again. So it's up to us, yeah? We're not victim of anything. We have a choice. If we're not ready to deal with it now, it will come back round, okay? The other layer of meaning on this eclipse is, well, two actually. So one of them is that Saturn is conjunct Mars. It's going to be exactly conjunct sort of next week. in a couple of days, like by Wednesday, but it's already close enough to be an active conjunction, okay? And so think about Saturn as the planet of lessons, yeah? Lessons learned with hard work. Lessons learned which are really, really understood properly, otherwise you're not moving on. Yeah, Saturn is the lord of time. He has got more time than all of us put together. He makes time. So, it's about, okay, have you learned this yet? Or do you need to go around a few more 100 times, yeah, before you do? So, and this is in Pisces, and Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So it's really looking at things which is embedded in the waters of our emotions, of ourselves, yeah, that we have a chance to learn a lesson about. So if you begin to connect Chiron, really profound, deep stuff embedded there, stuff that we put in place subconsciously, that maybe makes us afraid of things now, that we can deal with it because we're no longer children. We can bring in our child, feel safe, and move forward, okay? Saturn wanting us to really be the taskmaster. You need to look at this, you need to deal with it. Conjunct Mars, it can bring two things. The first thing it brings is a bit of impatience, because Mars goes, oh, can we just gloss over this and just get on with it? Can we just move forward? And the other thing it brings, and Saturn goes, no, we can't yet, because this stuff needs to be done properly. On top of that comes the retrograde saying, yeah, you do need to go back and look at this. On top of that comes the retrograde going close to Chiron saying, you need to look at this childhood stuff. On top of that comes the solar eclipse and conjunct Chiron, which means you definitely need to look at this stuff. Hello, wounded healer, this is a time to heal. The other thing is that Mars next to Saturn is saying, yes, you need to heal this. You need to learn the lesson. You need to do it properly once and for all. And Mars, apart from impatience, it puts a fire on it. Yeah, it goes, okay, if I agree that we need to do this, we need to do it now, right? So it gives it that sort of extra, va-va-voom, so that it has to be done. And another layer of meaning to this whole eclipse, which again is not exact until the 20th of April, but it's still operational now, is Uranus in Taurus conjunct Jupiter. Now, what does that mean? Uranus is the planet of quantum leaps, and the eclipse is about quantum leaps. It's about sudden revelations. It's about, maybe I'm not going to take a year to figure this out. Maybe I'm ready to let this go now. Yeah, awesome. And Jupiter expands everything. And they're both in Taurus. And Taurus, if you think about Taurus is an energy that doesn't want to change. If you think about the bull in the field moving very slowly, it doesn't want to change. However, it's also an energy of connecting with the earth. It's an energy of the divine feminine. So in a way, we have this like expansion and quantum leap in this place that wants to stay the same. So if we take the best of both of those things, it's like, okay, in which way can I be very grounded, but, really have these extreme expansion and revelations within myself, yeah? So this is why this energy is very, very complex. So it's a good idea to see where it's coming in your chart, because you've all got Aries somewhere. If you look at 19 degrees of Aries, see what's going on, which house it's in, because that will give you an idea of what you're working on. For me, for example, it's in the house of home and family and, ancestral subconscious patterns, the house of the father. Yeah. So the things that is materializing is a lot of karma related to how, men and fathers were in the family of my mom, of her mom, or before. This is just one example out of a multi-layered thing that I observed going on. Yeah. It could be in your house of self, so you're really thinking about, okay, how do I want to come across to the world? It could be in your house of work, of career and vocation. So you're like, okay, is this really what I want to do? How am I limiting myself to what I want to do? Okay. So if you want a personalized reading, please come to thehealingcentral.com and we will have a look at your chart together. Okay. So to sum it up, intense energy, healing childhood wounds, be ready for quantum leaps moving forward, be ready for revelations, Saturn and Mars, be ready to learn the lessons and not have it for free, right? It's not going to be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to learn this. It's like, you can't gloss over it. This is going to come up. And Saturn gives us the opportunity to heal stuff which is very, very old in Pisces, embedded in the waters, in the cells of our body. Okay, so I wish you a lovely day and a lovely eclipse. And I'm sending you lots of love. I'm on thehealingcentral.com. Come and find me or text me, send me a message. Lots of love.